Celena, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are Celena Thomas of 4C and Company, and a motivational speaker, a life coach. You specialize in empowering and encouraging men and women to shift their mindset from victim to victorious. You help them rebuild healthy relationships after post-traumatic experiences, including abuse. And Celena and I met a few years back through, can I say the company?
I don't know.
Well, we met through a cosmetic company. And we really clicked all those years ago. And then, life happens and you get busy and you pursue different things. And we wound up connecting on Facebook sometime over the last couple of years. But really, what sparked our renewed friendship is I caught one of Celena's 5 a.m. lives. And it was a God thing, and it was meant for me to catch her at that moment in time. I was up at 5 a.m. and I caught her just as she was starting, and I had to click on it to see what she was talking about at 5 a.m. because, I couldn't believe somebody was up doing a live at that time. And her words really spoke to me. She was at that moment saying some positive affirmations, but she also said something that really just made me stop in my tracks. And she looked at herself in the mirror and said, I forgive myself. And those are just powerful words to me and something I needed to hear at that time. And I've been following Celena since and just watching her growth and just really enjoying all of what she shares with her live community through her YouTube channel, through her conversations with Celena. So I'm going to let her talk tonight about I am, which is the two most powerful words that you can say, because only you can fill those in. Only you can say what you are. And so Celena's going to talk to us tonight about what that means to her and how she's been using those words, I am, to, help others and help herself. All right, Celena, it's all you, girl.
All right. I am excited to be here on Living Well Essentially. Can you hear me okay, Kristen?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So I just want to piggyback off Kristen had said, because that was part of the first part of what I had wanted to address is how we met and, how we clicked again. Oh, no, you're fine. So it's just to pretty much say at 5 or 5:30, I really couldn't remember exactly what time it was, but I remember you posting on your actual page about being up that early. What could I possibly be saying that time of the morning? And of course, I had my mirror and I keep it right here so that I can, have a smile on my face when I'm on the phone with customers or when I'm on the phone, period. I just keep the mirror so I can keep a smile and stay in an attitude of gratitude. So I did not used to like looking in the mirror, but it is definitely helps me because people can feel your mood through your voice, and just want to keep a smile on my face at all times.
Awesome.
So I am, like Kristen said, are two of the most powerful words that you can say. And we have to be so careful when we're completing that sentence. And we've gotten so accustomed to negative self-talk that it takes a while to retrain your brain in order to speak positive. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And I'll go over here and I'll go over there, but I want to make sure that I come back to I am. But by the time we get finished, hopefully you'll know a little bit more about me and that this will be a blessing to you. So another way that I wanted to tie in the way that Kristen and I met, I was doing the affirmations, but right before that, we had started a happiness hour, and we would get online about this time, Saturday evenings, and do a happiness hour with a sip and paint one week, a book club one week. We had a game night. We had a book club. I think I said the book club already. What else did we do? Game night, book club, sip and paint, just something different. Oh, a pajama party. So that was all fun things that we did on a weekly basis. And I actually got a message from the lady saying, I sure do miss you all, but we have to make time for ourselves. We have to fill our tanks back up in order to have something to give out. And so I just wanted to implement that so that we could remain connected during this pandemic. So that's how it kind of rolled in, because once the world's kind of opened back up, that fizzled out. Then I said, well, I'll do motivational moments. So here I am on YouTube, just talking and motivating and, trying to say positive things to encourage, because that's what I love to do. And then it went from that and it rolled right on into Facebook. So they kind of run simultaneously together. Whenever I do the lives now, I just stream to both Facebook and YouTube, and also with the live conversations with Celena. And we try to do those based on different topics, maybe the awareness of the month, and there's always many to choose from. We just did domestic violence, and I also did Pink in the Park for breast cancer awareness. So again, I'm just really, really excited to be here, and I'm going to move on in to tell you about me just a little bit. So I am Celena of 4C, that's me, and company, that's my Sean, and that's my Joshua. Those are my handsome young men, and they are also my why. So Sean is in college for software engineering, and Joshua is actually a high school senior that plays soccer. I'm extremely proud of the two of them, and again, they are my why. So again, I'm just going to constantly go back to the affirmations, and I want you to engage with me because I don't want to be over here by myself. So say the I am affirmations along with me, but I want you to come up with those that speak to you in your current situation. So if you have negative thoughts, we're going to flip those into positive thoughts, because there's no negativity, positive vibes only in this area. And that's what you need. That's what you need to surround yourself with. And that's who you need to surround yourself with, is positivity. The negative is already there. So it's up to you to bring the positive vibes. All right. So about me, I am Celena. If you didn't know that already, I bring the sunshine. I am courageous because this takes courage. I am consistent. I did 33 days of I am affirmations. So if there was any doubt that I could be consistent, I don't have it anymore. So I can claim that as mine. I am consistent and I am confident. Motivational speaker and life coach, specializing in empowering and encouraging men and women to do what? Shift their mindset. You have got to shift your mindset from victim to victorious. And in this process, for me, I isolated myself. I removed myself from a lot of engagements that would have created close, relationships with other people. So when you are a victim, then you have to rebuild your relationships. So that's what we work on, building relationships, post-traumatic experiences, including abuse. So right there, I'm going to stop. Right there with that word, abuse. And put a stop sign. And I got to step back because I need to relax and take me a deep breath, because that's an ugly word. Do y'all agree? Who wants to talk about abuse? Don't say that. Nobody wants to talk about it. It is ugly. It is not spoken. You keep that quiet. But I looked it up right before this live. I didn't want to get too much into statistics because they do change, and different websites have different things, but this one had the little check mark by it with the RAIN organization, and it says every 73 seconds an American is sexually assaulted, and every 9 minutes that victim is a child. I'm gonna let you marinate on that for a minute. Every 9 minutes, according to this website, and it will be different depending on where you go look for it. So just keep that in mind. But the statistics are just staggering, I guess, unbelievable. And this also said only 5 out of every 1,000 perpetrators will end up in prison. 5 out of 1,000. You know why? We sweeping it up underneath the rug. We being quiet about it. We cannot be quiet. I'm guilty of it. Look at how old I am. Just look at how old I am. And I have not been brave enough to say anything. I haven't. I have not been brave enough. Hashtag Me Too movement came out. I had no clue what that was. It had been going for I don't know how long before I really knew. And I still was not brave enough. I said, Celena, you can jump on the bandwagon right now and be free. Be free in your mind if you would just tell your story. And you could be under the radar. See, I didn't want any attention. I just wanted to be free from it. Because it had me bound. It had me bound. Everywhere I went, there was this dark cloud going with me. Just not letting me forget who I was. You're damaged. Nobody's going to want you. You're abused. You're a victim. Go home. Sweep it under the rug. Don't say anything. That's what happens. That's what happens. And I'm going to tell you, if I start to think you're not doing the right thing, you need to be quiet. You're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to embarrass your children by doing this. I'm not embarrassed. I've talked to them. They're not embarrassed. They're happy that their mother is here with them. They're not happy about the situation, but they're not embarrassed. So don't run with it thinking, oh, she's putting her business out there. No, I'm not putting my business out there. I'm trying to help somebody. I want to prevent this from happening to anybody else. Because I'm not the victim anymore. I am victorious. I am worthy. I am loved. And I will not sit down and be quiet. My voice speaks victory. I have a victorious voice and I will use it. You know, I promise, now I'm going to get off track for just a minute. I promised the Lord when I was on that hospital bed, and then when I was on the bed at the house, I said, Lord, forgive me up. I'm going to tell it. You know what I was saying I was going to tell? How he brought me back up from that particular situation. I wasn't talking about this. I'm like, Lord, I'm not ready to start talking about that at all. I knew one day that I was going to be bold enough. I didn't know when that day was going to come. And pretty much one person knew. And I can trust her with my life. And that was it. I couldn't tell anybody else. But even telling her just felt like it wasn't going far enough. It didn't free me just to dump my stuff on her. I needed to tell the truth to help someone else. To help someone else. And regardless of what you've been through, regardless of what your past looks like, because thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Because we will look a real hot mess. We will be a whole hot mess. But regardless of what you've been through, your past does not define who you are unless you let it do that. Unless you allow your past to dictate your present, to dictate your future. But you have the power right here. Right here. In your tongue, there's power. But it starts with here, your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words become your actions. And those daily little habits, those daily actions is what's going to form your future. So what does your future look like? What are you speaking? That chatter that's going on, do you stop it? Because you have control over it. No one else. Only you can complete that sentence. I am. And what do you say? Do you say I'm fearfully and wonderfully made? Do you say I'm more than a conqueror? Do you say what God says about you? Or are you letting what the enemy tried to steal from you? That's in the past. You cannot allow what happened in the past mess with you right now. You got to stretch. You got to fight. You got to reach for what's rightfully yours. I done told y'all who I am. I done told you a mother of two. I told you I'm a life coach, motivational speaker. I may or may not have told you I'm a human resource specialist. I don't even know, because I get the I need somebody to pull me back in. But I told you all of that. But I'm none of that tonight. Keep that in mind. I'm none of that tonight. I'm not Conversations with Celena, the hostess with the mostest. That's Kristen tonight. I'm on the other side, telling you my story. Being as vulnerable as I can at this particular moment with you, in hopes that it helps you. And if it doesn't help you, let me tell you, it'll help somebody that you know, someone that's close to you. Because ever since I was brave enough, I'm putting my hands on my hips. Can y'all see it? Ever since, like the superpower, ever since I was brave enough to tell it, what was that, a couple weeks ago on Conversations with Celena? Minister Lyons said, you know, she was thankful that she hadn't experienced the physical and the sexual, and I came back with, but I have. The emotional, the verbal, the physical, and the sexual. And it wasn't easy. But since I did that, I'm telling you, I know it's the right thing to do. You know why? I've had people come forth and trust me with their information. Grown women, grown men holding on to that, sweeping it up underneath the rug. So I got to pause right here for just a minute, because I need to tap into this. I need to tap into this because I want you to know. I want you to go look at those statistics. And if you look to the left, if you're in the room with a bunch of other people, or even a few people, you look to the left, you look to the right, you look in the mirror, you might just see someone that has been abused. And that's worth you speaking up and telling your truth. It's worth it. Because if they're in the room with you, they're probably close to you. If they're not related to you. And if they're not you. So if you believe that your child, I'm just going to give you a hard truth. If you believe that you have protected your child, and I'm so thankful that girl up there telling her business that she was abused, and if you believe that your child has not been abused, I'm gonna need you to rethink that. If they truly haven't, you're truly blessed. But they're gonna protect you. They're going to protect you, because I have people right now grown with children and grandchildren that cannot address it. That's how I know. So parents think that they protected their child. Were you with them 24/7? The answer is no. You tell me that you were there 24/7. The answer is no. They go to school. They go to a camp. They go to a church. They go to a sitter, they go to a daycare, you name it, your children are out of your sight. I had a young lady tell me that the grandmother would go in the kitchen and the man would mess with her. It happens just that fast. So here's your comeback. Oh, I didn't leave my daughter with any men. I left them with their aunt. I left them with my sister. I left them with the little neighbor girl down the street to babysit. Guess what? Females do it too. You know how I know? Because I know. You know how I know? Because someone else told me the same thing. So I'm telling you this, I'm going into detail, not to tell anybody's business, because I'm not. I'm not attaching any names with anybody except for my name. So women abuse too. They abuse women, they abuse men. So don't downplay just because you left your child with the same sex, or just because you left your child with a grandmother, because that grandmother had a nephew or a grandson or a granddaughter that was there that you just thought, oh, they in the room playing. The 5-year-old in there with the 13-year-old. Oh, they just back there playing. Okay. Pay attention. We want to stop this. We have got to stop the silence. We got to stop sweeping it up underneath the rug. That's what I'm here to tell you tonight. Because I am telling my truth. I am telling my truth. I am victorious. I am a conqueror, more than a conqueror. How about that one? Pay attention to your children. Ask probing questions. Even your grown children, ask them. But they're protecting you. They don't want to hurt you. And sometimes they could be protecting themselves because they've seen your reaction to others when it comes out. Oh, that didn't happen to her. She just wants some attention. Who wants this kind of attention? No. So then you keep your mouth closed. Because look how mama reacted when she heard about auntie. Look how mama reacted when she heard about our cousin. Look at the reaction. Look at how daddy went and got the shotgun. You know, you have to make a safe space for your child to come and tell you if something happened to them. Because you going off over, I asked them and they said no. That's because that's what you want to hear. You want to hear no, and then you feel good, and then you move on. You got to dig deeper than that. You got to look at their body language. You got to look them in their eyes. You have to ask probing questions to find out the truth. And let me tell you, you may not know, but at least you tried to get the truth out of them. I had a lady tell me she told her mom, and the mom shut it down. Why? Why are we protecting them? We just read 5 out of 1,000. And if you go look up, do more research, the numbers are probably worse than that in different places. Changing on a regular basis. Why? Because they know they can get away with it. So anyway, I think I put a pause there long enough, but it's so important to me that you take action. Do something about it. If it didn't happen to you, you need to thank God, because it is nothing nice to have to deal with that every single day and try to function as a healthy individual, then raise children as a healthy individual, because you are broken. It breaks you down. It did me anyway. Everybody handled things differently, but for me, it was hard. It was hard because it started at such a young age. I was like 5 or 6, and I felt branded. I felt like that person had stamped victim on my forehead, on my back, on my sides, branded. Hey, look at this little fat, insecure, low self-esteem individual. You can do whatever. There's no boundaries. That's what I felt like. But that was then. The victim mentality had to go. You know why? Because I have great expectations for my future. I can't live in a victim mentality, expect to have great things, expect for my children to do great things, expect to set an example for other people, to do great things if I am in here, in the bed, in the dark, with my head underneath the covers, with my tail tucked between my legs, running scared? How long? Okay, I'll give it the pass when I was a little girl. But right now, it's my job to protect that little girl. That little girl named Celena that I could not protect then. I will protect her now. I will protect her mind. I will protect her heart. Because I am somebody. I am worthy. I am beautiful. And not pretty, but all you need to do is lose weight. Them backhanded compliments that you get from people. Really? No, hunty. I'm beautiful. Inside and out. Hips, thighs, and all. I'm beautiful. And I'm worthy. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of success. 5 years ago, Thursday, I was found unconscious on my living room floor. There I was. Stayed there all day until my friend came and said, oh my God, the doctors, it's over. She done had a stroke. She got cirrhosis of the liver from, fatty liver disease. I just got to put that out there. Fatty liver disease is what caused the cirrhosis. And they said I needed a liver transplant. So then to add more insult to injury, a hole in my intestines. They said, ma'am, told my mom, either way, she's going to die. It didn't matter what they did. Either way, she's going to die. But God said, no. You don't think I don't want to tell it? God said, no, not now. You have something to do. You have something to tell. And when I got up, I told it for a minute. Then I fell off. Anybody want to hear that? There's that negative self-talk again. If you told God you was going to tell it, you really finna sit there and let that negative self-talk tell you don't nobody want to hear your story. Nobody can benefit from the fact that the doctors told your mother, no matter what we do, she's going to die either way. You going to tell me can't nobody benefit from that? The devil is a lie. I am here for a purpose. Because I am what I say I am. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm about to. Yes, indeed. Here go my shirt up underneath here. I don't know if y'all can see it. Can you see it, Kristen? I am what I say I am.
I love it.
Love it. I wanted to be a little professional when we got started, but then I was going to do this. Woo!
Like Superman.
Yes. Come up out of that.
I am Superwoman.
Yes, I'm that too. I am what I say I am. You are what you say you are. Get rid of the negative self-talk. The other thing that I wanted to say was make sure you forgive. Make sure you forgive. I'm pretty sure that y'all have heard me talk about unforgiveness so many times, and it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So I give me a paper towel. So that's not going to happen. They're not going to drink the poison. Only you're drinking the poison, and they're not going to die. Only you're going to die. And that was probably part of my downfall, was holding on to unforgiveness for all of that trash and that junk. It was stinking. And I know other people could smell it. It's time for us to take the trash out. Take all the unforgiveness, take all the hurt feelings, all the heartache, and put it out. But take that trash out. It's stinking. We take our physical trash out. We need to take that other trash out and dispose of it, get rid of it so that it doesn't go along with you every single day. because it's going to manifest. If you don't take it out, it manifests itself, and you might be promiscuous. You might end up being on drugs. You might be a workaholic, an alcoholic, a foodaholic. That was me. Food became my comfort. Then the food, I mean, it didn't help the situation. It made me more depressed, and it's just a
vicious cycle.
Endless cycle. You feel bad, you eat the food, you think you have a temporary feel good, and then there you go, right around again, not feeling good in the bed, gaining weight and not feeling good about yourself. Having more negative self-talk. Change your mind, change your thoughts, flip the script, tell the truth. Don't worry about what people say. You have a voice. I have a voice. I'm now the advocate. I never thought, but I just sit and watch that on TV. But now I will be the voice. You can't tell your truth. I'll tell your truth. I'll tell the fact that you told your mom and she did nothing. She shut you down and said, be quiet, don't you tell, because it's going to affect that person. It's going to affect this person. But what about you? How did it affect you? Now you have to work on you. You can't blame mama anymore. You can't blame daddy anymore. You can't blame your auntie, your uncle, your granddaddy. When I tell you I've had every single story that could come, well, maybe not every single story, but some horrific stories come my way in the last couple months that makes me go, oh my God. But you cannot let that dictate today. It happened, but guess what? It's in the past. I am victorious. You are victorious.
I want to ask you, you said something earlier that stuck with me, that you felt like you were branded. And I feel like a lot of people feel that they're branded. What steps did you take to let go of being branded, feeling like you were branded?
It took some time, which is why I'm really encouraging people to get it out. Once I got it out, I felt free. I felt free. I mean, my mind can't use it against me anymore to keep me down and out, feeling busted and disgusted. I have people that love me, that support me. That's what you have to find. Girl, look, you need to write it. I wish that I would have started that a long time ago, writing things down, but I couldn't. I don't know. I had a fear of writing things down. But I'm going to say meditate, talk to people that are positive and that's going to give you that encouraging word, that feedback. As soon as the negative thoughts come, shut them down, because they won't shut up. You have to be in command and shut it down. And when it starts to say, you're not worthy, don't nobody want to hear what you got to say, again, the devil is a lie, because who cannot be blessed from knowing that you graduated, you came from the grave to graduation. Glory to God, good to go, is what my invitation said. So I just think that was part of it, and also letting go of the unforgiveness. And that is very hard. I literally went to people and said that I forgive you. That I forgive you. And there's some that I have not even addressed yet. Because you have to be ready to not get an apology.
Right.
You have to be okay with whatever the reaction is. Even if they try to tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. The denial. Don't be hurt if you don't get what you're looking for. Go knowing that all you need is the release. I forgive you. And in all of that, don't forget to forgive yourself.
Exactly. So look, Yolanda has a question. She wants to know, but tell who when there's no one around to love me back.
Say that again, Kristen.
She says, but tell who when there's no one around to love me back.
So you may not have an actual body there, but if you have faith and you believe, then God is there with you. Even when you don't hear anything, He's there with you. We have to be patient. We have to continue to seek and continue to pray. But there are numbers available to reach out to people that are there, that are ready to embrace you and help you move forward to live your life above the abuse. I just joined some groups on Facebook, since this is my passion right now, is to help women that have been abused. So definitely I'm here if you need my information. But if no one is there and you are a believer and you have faith, then God is always there and He will put somebody in your place. I guarantee you. You just have to push past the fear. You have to listen to your gut, and your gut will tell you if you can trust this person. He'll put those kindred spirits together, and before you know it, you'll be sharing and they'll be sharing. I wasn't brave enough to share, but I've always had that empathetic ear, because I've had people tell me about their abuse. I admire a young lady in high school. She told, and I sat back and watched how they talked about or what they said, and it makes you be fearful to come forth. But it's freeing. I promise you. I feel free, and it doesn't even matter what the trolls say. I'm not living my life based on how somebody else sees me, because look, it's about how I see me. It's about how God sees me. You see this mirror? I don't even know if you can see the mirror. Can you see the mirror? It's about how I see me. This is the I am girl. You in the I am place. I am victorious. That's where you are. I am prosperous. Even if my bank account says something different at the moment, I am prosperous. I am healthy. I'll say them all night long. Say them all day. That's what you have to do. So yes, Yolanda, you are never alone, sister. It's somebody out there. But you practice self-love until you run into that person. That's what I want you to do. You practice self-love, and it'll come. You'll attract love. Just remain positive, girl. Put a smile on your face. It'll draw in people. You'll be surprised. Don't walk around with your head hung down. What else you got for me, Kristen?
So I want to know, what are your 3 most powerful I am affirmations? The 3 that you go to.
So girl, that's kind of a hard one. I know definitely worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I have beat myself up so bad because I was bullied. I went from being bullied to being abused. Bullied to being abused. I did not know my self-worth. I didn't feel like I was worthy. And people will take your isolation and they'll say you acting funny. They'll say you stuck up. They have no clue that you're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You are depressed. You going through. But while they over there trying to draw their conclusion to your story, they need to be over there with a pen and paper writing the ending to their story. Don't draw a conclusion to my story, because you don't know what's going on over here. I am worthy, but I didn't think that before. So let's see. That's one. Courageous, because this right here takes a lot.
Definitely.
And let's see. worthy, courageous, and I'll say beautiful, just because I've been heavy for so long and, didn't really see myself that way. So I'll be like, girl, you're so pretty, just because I need to build up my self-esteem because it was broken, it was torn down. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to go through, but I picked out some other ones too, but those definitely, I'm going to say just off the top. I should have been prepared for you asking me that question, but I wasn't.
That's
So,
okay.
no, that was good though. So what did I say? Worthy, beautiful, and
Courageous.
there you go. Courageous and bold.
There you go.
I gave
All
you
right.
four.
So Yolanda says, I am worthy, I am courageous, I am beautiful, despite the names I have been called repeatedly. Amen. So,
Amen. Despite it all, girlfriend. That's right. They can't tell you who you are. Like I said, until you draw a conclusion to my story, go get your pen and paper and write yours.
all right. So, how can people connect with you so that you can keep inspiring them?
So, I am on Facebook, and that blows my mind within itself because I never did social media. So this is definitely a learning curve for me. This has all been since this year that I've actually started becoming active on Facebook, on YouTube. I will definitely share my phone number. I do have a number that I share like for conversations with Celena, but you can message me on Facebook and I will send you my personal cell, but the one for the live is 601-202-0955. That's an alternate number as well.
It's hard to tell your story, because you're right. A lot of people, it's an uncomfortable topic. It's uncomfortable for people to talk about. It's uncomfortable for people to listen to because it's something that we've just been taught by society to push under the rug. And it's time for it to be, made more awareness. And it's
and you have guilt and you have shame behind it. You're afraid of how people are going to look at you. I mean, there's a double standard. No one should look at you any type of way other than with love, through loving eyes. That's why, I post things about being kind. We are all going through something. If you have not been abused, which there's so many different types of abuse,
right.
The verbal, the emotional, the physical, the sexual, the financial. People use whatever they can to control you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you haven't experienced any of those, I need to shout. I need to shout for you, right? Because I'm excited. If you have not experienced any of that, be thankful that you have not. But if you have, help somebody else.
Yeah.
It is a hard topic. We have swept it underneath the rug. I'm telling you, I promise, grown folks suffering.
Yeah.
Grown women with children, grown men still being tormented. That's what they told me it was like when I was in the hospital. Like I was being tormented.
Mm-hmm.
To the fact that it just fell out of my mouth. And that was one experience that just fell out of my mouth because it was back here. It doesn't go anywhere. Your mind blocks things out. The body is amazing. The mind is amazing. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff I can't even remember, but there's triggers. There's scents that trigger. There's pictures that trigger. There's words that trigger and it'll bring you back to that place. Mm-hmm. But you have to quickly get out. I mean, you need to run like your life depends on it. Don't stay there.
I definitely, I've enjoyed connecting with you and hearing, you're such an inspiration and you're such a bubbly, beautiful person inside and out, and a ray of sunshine.
Thank you, sunshine.
And I just, I hope that everybody who's on tonight will continue to connect with you, and because you have a lot to give and I think you just inspire, and like I said, I'm going to keep speaking at Conversations with Celena is going to be a thing. It's going to go viral. You're going to be the next Oprah,
Oh Lord.
because people need to hear your story, but they also need to see that, you turned it around and you went from victim to victorious. And, I don't even like to say that word victim.
But it was true at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Any last thoughts? Any last words of wisdom before we say goodnight?
I don't think so. Just make sure that when you go to bed tonight, you go to bed singing you some I ams. And when you wake up in the morning, have your journal and a pen by your bed so that you can write down your I am happy and I am grateful. What are you happy and what are you grateful for? Because it helps you stay in an attitude of gratitude to wake up in the morning and just thank God that you open up your eyes. And then at the end of the day, do it again if necessary. Write down what happened. I made it home safely, or, the weather was nice. Nobody can tell you what to be happy and grateful for. It is a personal thing. And if you write it down and you speak those things that are positive, I am what I say I am who I say I am, then it's going to start to shift your life. And you're going to be amazed in like 30 days if you do that consistently. And that's the key. If you do that consistently, it's going to start to shift, just automatically start to shift.